Shaboom! Welcome to Destiny Children's TV!
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to Destiny Children's TV. We are so pleased that you are with us today. We've got loads of great stuff coming up. We're going to be worshipping in just a sec, but first
we're starting a brand new series all about God's good plans, because we believe that God's got great plans for us all. And today we're talking about, what happens when it all goes wrong? Let's find out a little bit later on. But first, we're going to worship Jesus. So get up off your feet and we shall start today by worshipping Him. Let's go!
Such a lot when you got not a lot. What? Be happy. I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna send my praise to heaven. I'm gonna jump up and down, gonna spin right around, gonna praise your name forever. I'm gonna shout out loud, gonna deafen the crowd, gonna send my praise to heaven. Such a lot when you got not a lot. What? Be happy. I will run this race and I will never stop. I follow Jesus till the day I drop. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. When you've got such a lot, when you got not a lot, what? Be happy.
Nothing is impossible through you. Blind eyes are open, strongholds are broken. I am living.
kings of the Bible. Jehoshaphat. This is Jehoshaphat.
Oh, hello.
Who was one of the kings of Judah. He was a good king.
Yeah.
Who strengthened Judah.
Hey, Jehoshaphat.
And he did what was right in God's eyes. He obeyed God's commandments, and God was with him. There were other countries around Judah who wanted to wage war on Judah, though. And one day, messengers came to Jehoshaphat.
Hey, Jehoshaphat!
And said that the armies of 3 kingdoms were marching towards Judah.
Oh no!
Jehoshaphat was terrified by this news and begged God for guidance.
Hey, everyone! Hey!
He told everyone in Judah to start fasting. People from all the towns of Judah came to Jerusalem to seek God's help. Jehoshaphat stood before all the people and prayed to God. He asked for God's help, saying, "O Lord, God of our ancestors, you are powerful and mighty. No one can stand against you." He told God of the things that God had done for Israel before, and he asked him to stop the armies that were coming for them. He said, "We are powerless against this mighty army that is about to attack us. We do not know what to do, but we are looking to you for help." All of the men of Judah stood before God with their wives and children. The Spirit of God came upon one of the men who was standing there, and he said, "Listen, all you people of Judah and Jerusalem. This is what the Lord says. Do not be afraid, for the battle is not yours, but God's." He told them that tomorrow they would march out against the armies, but they would not need to fight, for God would be with them. Then King Jehoshaphat and all of the people of Israel worshipped God. The next morning, the army of Judah went out to battle.
Listen.
Jehoshaphat said to them, "Believe in the Lord your God, and you will be able to stand firm." Jehoshaphat sent the singers to walk ahead of the army, and they praised God as they led the army. At the very moment they started praising God, God caused the armies of the other kingdoms to start fighting among themselves. So when the army of Judah came to overlook the battlefield,
Wow!
the enemy was defeated, and not a single one of them had escaped. The army of Judah went and gathered the valuables from the valley, and there was so much that it took them 3 days to collect it all.
Wow!
They praised and thanked God who had given them victory. Then they marched into Jerusalem praising God who had defeated the armies of their enemies, and the kingdom of Judah was at peace.
What a great story. I love King Jehoshaphat. He always wanted to please God, and he always wanted to do the right thing. And so he led the people to follow God's ways too. And so when 3 armies came against them, they were terrified, but what did they do? They prayed and asked God to help them. And the king led all the people to pray as well. How wonderful is that? You know, when you and I have problems, we can do just like King Jehoshaphat. We can ask God to help us. Our Bible verse today comes from Philippians 4 verse 6. It says, "Don't worry about anything, but pray and ask God for everything you need, always giving thanks for what you have." What a wonderful reminder. Things don't always go our way, do they? But we can remember this. When we follow Jesus, we know that God is on our side and he will help us. Let's look at that verse together again. Philippians 4 verse 6. Don't worry about anything. Why? Because we know God's on our side. It's going to be okay. But pray and ask God for everything you need. Always giving thanks for what you have. You know, it's important to be thankful, isn't it? To remember what God's already done for us, to remember what God's already given us. And that helps us to be thankful, and it helps us to remember that God will help us even in a problem. So I want you to remember, God is on your side. When things happen, when things don't go our way, we can do just as Jehoshaphat did and bring it to God in prayer.
Roger, Challenger. For thousands of years, people have looked up to the stars and wondered what's beyond. Thoughts of distant galaxies, strange planets, and possibly even life unlike any we've known on Earth. But no one could have ever imagined in the deep expanse of our universe lives one furry creature with 4 legs and a jetpack. Bah. His name is Space Goat, and he's here to help you, and he's here to help us, here to help us answer life's toughest questions. What was the name of the kingdom that King Jehoshaphat led? Was it A, Asgard, B, Judah, or C, Gotham? That is correct. The kingdom was Judah. Well done, cadets. Who walked ahead of the army of Judah into battle? Was it A, singers, B, tanks, or C, stormtroopers? That's correct. It was A, singers who walked ahead of the army of Judah. Well done, cadets. How did the kingdom of Judah win the battle against the other armies? Was it A, called the Avengers? B, they threw TP at them? Or was it C, God caused a fight? The answer is C. The kingdom of Judah won because God caused a fight. Great job, cadets. Until next time, stay spacey, cadets.
Oh, hello everybody. We are all on holiday today. It's so great to see some sunshine. We hope you're all doing alright. We are doing fine, although Grandma, she's feeling a little bit homesick. Last night she was so homesick, she decided to FaceTime Pip the dog on FaceTime. But he didn't have a lot to say. Anyway, Grandma is just doing some sunbathing, something I'm sure nobody needs to see.
Especially not me.
Grandad! Anyway, Grandma's main worry is that she feels so homesick and she misses everything about our home. She said to me this morning that she even felt like she couldn't pray. I said, why not, Grandma? And she said, I don't know if God comes with us on holiday. I told her that that was so silly, and of course he does. In fact, God goes with us everywhere. So no matter where we are or how we feel, we can always run to God in prayer. So this morning, we all came down to the beach to say some prayers. Because did you know that you can pray by yourself and with other people too?
Hey, I didn't know that. Oh, and by the way, do you like my sandcastle, Dusty?
Oh yes, Grandad, I do. Hey, I've got a great idea. I know what we should do. We should see which one the boys and girls like the most, shouldn't we? Do you like mine, Grandma's, or Grandad's? Are you ready? Here is number 1. I'm not going to tell you whose it is. Here is number 2. And here is number 3. Now, which one do you think is the best? Shout it out, which one? Yes! Well, I think, and we all think, that number 3 is the best, And that was my sandcastle! Yay! Thanks everybody. It's been really great to see you today, but now I think I'm gonna go in the sea. See you later, bye!
She's the craftiest lady in the whole wide world. It's time for Jackie's Craft.
Good morning everyone, I hope you've had a really good week and are enjoying your school holidays. Today I thought I would show you how to make this frog that I really like actually. So to make it you just need a sheet of A4 light card, or you could just use any card and paint it, so an old cereal box or something like that, and then some bits and pieces, so I'll show you how. So the first thing that you will need is 5 strips of card. So they're about a centimetre, or what's that, about 1/3 of an inch wide. Doesn't have to be the same and doesn't have to be a particular width, whatever works for you. So what you want to do then, once you've cut them, is take 4, leave 1 to the side for later. And with these 4, you can do them one at a time if that's easier for you. Just want to fold them in half so we get a fold mark in the middle. Okay, so then we are going to take some glue and just put a little bit of glue on that fold spot, and then stick the second piece at a cross to the first piece. And with the other two we do something similar, but we're going to just put them on the diagonal, so you kind of end up with a bit of a Union Jack, except it's all green in this case, obviously. So now I will be honest, in theory you can make this whole thing with glue and absolutely give it a try. I did struggle with that, so I used tape. So I'm going to show you with tape. And what you want to do once those are glued together is just bring 2 opposite sides together, and as I say, glue or a little piece of tape. And same with the other 3. Okay, so I have now taped all of my opposing sides together. They're all just loose. It might just help to give it a little bit of a squish too. So then what we want to do is put his face together. So I have a piece of card, which doesn't have to be in the same colour of course. It's just a rectangle with the corners cut off, so you get this nice oblong. And then I have 2 eyes, which are just literally circles of paper that I've drawn some middles into for irises. And I just want some glue on the bottom because we're going to stick those so that they sit over the top of the face piece, like so. And while I'm here, I'm just going to stick his little pink cheeks on as well, just 1 on each side. Now of course you could draw some eyes on, you could use some googly eyes, you could skip the cheek pieces altogether or draw them on as well. But once you've done that, that's what you end up with. And like everything, I think he needs a smile, so I'm just going to give him a big smile as well. And that's my face all done. So then we have the slightly, but not too bad, tricky piece. So I've got this 1 strip of card left, so I'm going to take that and I'm basically going to fold it so that it will form a triangle. Doesn't have to be in any exact spot, just so that you end up with 3 sides. Okay, and then I am going to glue those pieces together like so, roughly. But you want it so that it's got like a bit of a loose loop in it, because what I'm going to do then is just flatten it. So I've got a bit of a shape like that. It's a bit of a funny shape, it's not really any particular shape. It's just so that we can get the face on and sticking out the front. So I'm just going to squish that a bit more. So again, it's a bit of an off triangle really. And then, before I put my glue away, I'm going to stick his face to the triangle with a little bit of glue. Just like so. Okay. So now we just need to put him together. So I have also got 2 feet, which as you can see I've just cut out with sort of toes and a rough shape there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my little ball that we made earlier upside down, and I am going to stick his feet on. Again, I am using tape, but feel free to use glue. It just doesn't dry quick enough for me to do a video, that's all. And we want them a bit offset, don't we? So I'll just put one over here. And there we go, that's his feet on. And then I just need to stick his head on. So I am going to put my last piece of tape through this bottom loop here. And then stick that to the top of the sort of circly bit. And there we go. That's my little frog. So I hope you have a really great week, everybody, and that you enjoy making these frogs. If you do make them or anything else that you're doing this week, please do send your photos and your videos in to Pastor Steve, because we really, really do love seeing them. Have a good week, everyone. Bye.
She's the craftiest lady in the whole wide world. It's time for Jackie's Craft.
Thank you, Jackie, for another great crafts. Kids, remember you can send in your photos and your videos. To me, it's steve@destinychurch.co.uk. Parents, you can also send it via WhatsApp or Messenger or any way, really. Just get in contact with me. Send your photos and videos of what you've been doing this summer, your crafts, your outings, wherever you've gone. We'd love to show it off to everybody else.
Yes, we would. Now remember to go to destinychurch.co.uk where you can get today's activity pack. There's always the memory verse, there's always some colouring, and you know there's loads of other activities there as well. So do go to destinychurch.co.uk, print that out and ask your grown-ups to sign up to our emails while they're there.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, click on the bell to get more great notifications from Destiny Wakefield. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And this week, remember that no matter what is happening in your life, we can go to God in prayer. We can be thankful and remember the great things that He has done for us in the past. And we know that He has good plans for us, so that we know that He's always got our back. Have a great week, everybody. God bless you all. Goodbye.
See you soon.
The plans I have for you, says the Lord. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. They are plans for good and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope.